Hey guys, my name is Cadence Burge, and I'm here to do my 2025 in the bag. I'm excited to show y'all what I'm bagging this year. So my putting putters are Exo Soft Links. I really like the bead on them, and I like the slightly stable flight that Links have. I also really enjoy the soft plastic versus the hard plastic because they have a little bit of a gummy feel to them, and they feel really good on my hands. My throwing putter of choice are also Exo Soft Links. Again, I like the stable flight of them when I'm throwing them as well. Specifically, this is my beat-in one. It's gotten a lot of love for the past couple years. So it's kind of straightened out a good bit, and I can really trust it to hold that flight, but it's not going to turn over or go too far left. This is a brand new Exo Soft Link that I just put into my bag. It's a lot less beat-in than my last one, and so it gets a little bit more of a stable finish. I put it in here mainly for more windier turns that we've been having in this first part of the season. I can really trust my disc to hold that straight line even in the headwinds. My understable putter of choice is the Exo Soft Notion. I'm really liking the Exo Soft plastic for my putters, and I love the understable flight that the Notion gives me consistently. When I throw it, I can trust that it's going to get a little bit of turn, it's not going to come back, and it's definitely not going to hyzer out. I throw this disc a lot for approach shots, and I even throw it on some of my jump putts when I'm farther away from the basket than I would to use my link. My approach disc is an extra soft tactic. These have a really nice stable flight to them, especially when they get really beat in. They kind of get that inwards dome to them. I love them for standstill approaches mainly. I can really trust them on windy days, and they always stick right by the basket because of the soft plastic. This is my Geo Origin. It is pretty beat in, has a pretty stiff plastic. It has a nice understable flight to it. I use this for hyzer flips. I will throw it on a nice steep hyzer, and I'll get it to turn and flip over. This is probably my most thrown mid-range. It's a Meta Origin. It has a super straight flight to it. The Origin has one of my 4 aces, I believe. I love throwing this for those shots about up to 300 feet. It always flies dead straight. I can put on a little bit of hyzer and gets a little bit of flip up. I can even throw it on some turnover lines if I need it. Overall, one of my favorite discs. This one I haven't thrown it yet since I got it out of the pond at Casey. So it's got pond all over it. My Metal Flake MD3 is one of the first discs I started bagging. I really love the slightly stable flight that they have. I can throw them on a lot of lines. I can kind of push it flat to a little bit Annie and make it go straight, or I could throw it a little bit of hyzer and get it to push left. It's trustworthy in headwinds. I can still get it to go wherever I want it to go, and I really like the way the plastic feels in my hands. So recently I just started bagging a prototype Glacier. It's about a step up from my MD3 in terms of stability, so on some of those lines where I don't think my MD3 is going to push left enough, I'll tend to throw this Glacier. I've really been liking it recently. I've been throwing on a lot of approach shots, especially on those open ones, because I can just kind of throw it out wide and I know it's going to come back. My most stable mid-range is an MD5. I don't throw this disc as much as some of my other ones, but I tend to throw it when I want to pull out my tactic, but the shot might be a little bit more low ceiling or require a little bit more skip, and so I'll go to this disc because that S-line will hit the ground and it'll jump. Forge Functions came out last year, and it quickly went into my bag because of the really trustworthy understable flight that they get. It's one of my favorite shots to throw. I love being able to throw it on that hyzer angle and know that it's going to turn over and not come back. And it's been one of my most used discs this year. The Essence has been a new addition to my bag this year as well, but I am starting to love this disc. It is a perfect straight flyer. I throw this for almost all of my wood shots, and I've even started throwing it off the tee, even on some open shots, because I know exactly where it's going to go every time. It doesn't get much turn, it doesn't get much fade, so it always lands right in the middle. This is another Essence, specifically a Rainstone. This one's a little bit more on the flippy side. I can throw it in the same angle as my other one, but it's going to get a little bit more turn out of it. I find it similar to one of my old beat-in discs, and so I like to throw it when I want that straight shot, but I also maybe don't want it to finish a little bit left and would rather it just kind of finish a little right. So the Instinct is my stable fairway driver. I reach for this a lot on open shots when I need to throw like a 300-foot hyzer or so. I usually don't reach for it as much if there's a headwind because it will straighten it out, but I do like the reliable finish that it gets on most shots. This Horizon FD1 is a more stable version of my Instinct basically. I'll reach for it on shots where I think my Instinct might go a little bit too far. I'll also throw it when there's a little bit more wind because I know this one isn't going to flip over. I don't often need the stability of an FD3, but when I do, this thing gets a super reliable finish. I'll throw it a lot for skip shots or scramble shots. It is really good at getting me out of trouble. My main distance drivers are DDs. I love the amount of turn that I can get out of them. I can throw them on big annies and they will fly super far to the right and then come out of it. I can also throw it pretty flat. They'll flip up a little bit, ride to the right, come back to the left. But overall, really good distance disc. This is another DD, slightly flippier than the black one. And I'll throw this if I need to get a little bit more turn out of it, but this is also kind of a backup disc in case I lose that one. This is my super beat-in Neo Paradigm. It's a lot flippier than the traditional Paradigm for me because of how many trees it has hit. But I love the flight that it gets. It pushes pretty straight and it gets a little bit of finish at the end, but I can get a little bit of turn out of it, and I love that in a distance driver. This is probably my most thrown distance driver. It's a Lux Vapor Paradigm, more stable than the traditional Neo ones that I throw. I throw it a lot, especially in the open. If there's a little bit of headwind or you need a placement shot, this is a really reliable hyzer for me. I can throw it out wide, get it to stall back, and it's perfect. This is my backup Paradigm, mostly there in case I lose that gray one. I think this one has a little bit more stability to it as well, and since it's my main driver, losing it would not be good. The Horizon DD1 is right in between my two Paradigms, so it's a little bit more stable than that pink one, but it's not quite as overstable as my gray one. But it has a similar distance, so when I'm choosing between the two and I can't pick, I tend to reach for this disc. So I started bagging a DD3 for Waco, specifically the C-Line one, because the stable flight of it is great. It holds up really well in headwinds for me, so on those really windy days, I find myself reaching for this disc a lot, especially on those open shots where you do not want to turn it over. Thank you all for watching. If you want to check out anything in my bag, go to discmania.net. I'll see you all out there.